Okay, guys, it's that time of year. The first show of the season came with great fanfare, da da da, maybe even a great score. But that second show of the season is notorious for being a bit of a letdown. Scores are lower, spirits are depressed. It's the perfect storm for a bad move. So, as your go-to mental coach, I am here to share some just straightforward tactics to help you steer clear of the bad mood mire and get back in the saddle with confidence. Welcome to the Resilient Rainer, the premier podcast focused on mental performance for equestrians and improved horse show performance. Whether you're a rookie reiner or a seasoned competitor, this show is for riders who want to take their skills to the next level and achieve their full potential in the show ring. I'm Nicole Burnett, and I'm a master mindset coach who's obsessed with helping you achieve all those horse dreams you always thought were impossible. Join me each week to develop a show-ready mindset and gain the competitive edge you need to compete with confidence. As the first hints of dawn crept over the horizon, I felt the excitement stirring in my bones. The first show of the season had been a resounding success. It was just a perfect day where everything from the weather to my horse, Gidget's performance was just nothing short of spectacular. I'd left the arena with a ribbon and a score that set a high bar for the year. Spirits were high and the sense of achievement was palpable. But now, as I prepared for the second show of the season, there was a shift in the air. The second show, sometimes you talk about it in a certain type of way, so maybe some hushed tones. It had a reputation, all right? It was the show where scores seemed to dip, where the gloss of the season opener had worn off, and reality settled in. I tried to shake off the feeling, just focused on Groom and Gidget, whose coat was just shining under the stable lights. The day unfolded under a gray sky, a stark contrast to the vibrant blue of the first show. As we entered the arena, Gidget just seemed to sense my nerves and was slightly off her usual rhythm. Our performance felt stilted. The connection between us as horse and rider was just not as fluid as it usually was. And when the scores came out, my heart sank. And it was the number lower than the first. And around me, I noticed similar expressions of disappointment on other riders' faces. Okay, guys, it's that time of year. The first show of the season came with great fanfare, da da da, maybe even a great score. But that second show of the season is notorious for being a bit of a letdown. Scores are lower, spirits are depressed. It's the perfect storm for a bad move. So, as your go-to mental coach, I am here to share some just straightforward tactics to help you steer clear of the bad mood mire and get back in the saddle with confidence. So, when you run into a bad mood, what should you do? All right, identify your feelings. Just ask yourself, what am I really feeling? Am I feeling frustration, disappointment? Is it something else? Pinpointing your emotions is the first step toward managing them effectively. Second thing to do, understand the cause. Think about what triggered your bad mood. Was it a missed cue in your riding or maybe some barnyard drama? Understanding why you feel a certain way helps address the root of the issue, not just the symptoms. Third thing to do, take action. Address what is bothering you head on, all right? If it's something at the stable, maybe it's time for a frank chat with someone. If it's about your riding, consider what adjustments can be made. But act on the cause, not just your feelings. This is about actually getting resolution. And then another thing to do, vent, but briefly. It's okay to let it out. absolutely okay. Worry, complain, write down your frustrations, but keep it brief. This is key. Set a timer for 2 minutes. When it rings, wrap it up. All right. Can you stick to the time limit? This is key. Another thing to do, change your scenery. If you're feeling stuck, change your location. If you are riding, take a different path around the ranch. Maybe just get outside of the arena. A change of scenery can really shift your perspective. Here's another huge helper, something to do. Get moving. Physical activity can be such a great mood lifter, okay? Take a walk, stretch, do some barn chores, clean out a stall. Movement helps release tension and clear your mind. So getting moving is such a big helper. Absolutely do that. And the last thing you can do is connect with nature. There is nothing that's quite like the outdoors to improve your mood. Just touch some grass, breathe in some fresh air, embrace the natural environment around you. It is truly magical. So those are 7 things you can do. Identify your feelings, understand the cause, take action, vent, but briefly, change your scenery, get moving, and connect with nature. Those are positive actions and positive things to do when you're in a bad mood. Okay, what should you not do? We're going to cover now what you need to don't do this. Don't beat yourself up. It is so human to feel, all right? Don't be hard on yourself for having emotions. Also, do not bottle it up. Avoiding how you feel, it won't help you in the long run. It's healthier to acknowledge and deal with your emotions. Don't isolate yourself. Don't go withdraw from your friends and your family. They are your support network. Let them in and let them help without taking your mood out on them. And the last thing to not do is don't distract through busyness. Now, while keeping busy might seem like a good distraction, it often only masks the issues. I don't like distraction. You need to face what's bothering you so that you can truly move past it. So let me finish up my story here. Driving back to the ranch after the show, the weight of letdown, it felt heavy in my chest. I couldn't help but feel engulfed by a storm of frustration and self-doubt. But as I unloaded Gidget, who nuzzled into my hand looking for comfort, a realization dawned on me. It wasn't just about the scores or the ribbons. It was about learning and growing and enjoying the journey. With a deep breath, I decided to let go of my disappointment. I took Gidget for a slow, meandering walk around the barn, taking in the crisp air and the gentle rustle of grass in the fields. The simple act of moving and being in nature started to lift my spirits. I allowed myself a few minutes of venting, just me in the open sky, and then firmly resolved to leave my frustrations behind as we returned to the stable. That night, under the soft glow of the barn lights, I made a plan. I would take each show as it came, celebrating the victories and learning from the losses. The season was long, and each show was just another step in the journey I was privileged to share with Gidget. As I closed the barn doors, a sense of peace settled over me. Tomorrow was another day, and I was ready to face it head on with Gidget by my side and a clear perspective in my heart. The second show might have been a letdown, but it was also a valuable lesson wrapped up in a challenge, and for that, I was grateful. Thanks so much for joining me on the podcast. I can't wait to talk to you again soon. And if this is your jam, if you are ready to dive into more intensive coaching so that a bad mood never sabotages your ride, and if you're ready to dive into even more of that, come join me in Resilient Rainer Academy, where your Lego manual step-by-step guide to getting confident in the saddle as a rider. And there's no risk to you. I have a money-back guarantee. And talk soon, friend.